learning tools. We're just gonna record this meeting as well. So having said that, let's get the party started. So friends, we have together about 200 years of experience on the panel today. Our panel has done so much, has so much going on. I'm just going to make one request to all my friends on the call today. This is your opportunity to gather all that information that the panel has and, learn and take it all in, drink it all up. This is your opportunity. We don't want it to be a session where I'm talking, you're listening, panel talking, I'm listening, right? Raise your hand. Actually, you know what? Don't worry about your hand. Just ask your question. Of course, work with us to have the flow of the party going on. But if you have a question, please ask. If I can get one doubt sorted out tonight, I think my job is done well. So, with that, I'm going to bring Daniela first. Hi, Daniela. How are you?
Good. How are you all?
Good, good. Researching about you, you've done quite a lot of stuff. My screen just keeps on moving. Okay. So, grad of UC Berkeley, then you worked at Adobe Systems. Then you took up an active role, and is it AI Chemist Accelerator? How do you say that?
It's the Alchemist Accelerator.
Oh, perfect. Okay, great. And over there, as managing partner, CEO, invested over 400 companies, and you worked with them. I mean, the quick names are Launch, Darkly, Regity Quantum Computing, Cobalt.io, and right now, you are a principal partner at WV Ventures, and not a one venture fund, but it's a fund that's funded by like Foxconn, Johnson Controls, Northwestern Mutual. I mean, a lot of high brand names trusting you with their money and giving you the responsibility to go out and make the difference. How's that going?
It's been a lot of fun. As you can imagine, it's got its pros and cons, but if we can actually make this model work, then we can actually provide a lot more value than just capital, which is a unique differentiator in the investor market.
Awesome. And Daniela, I mean, you worked at you worked at different shops as well, and now you are kind of like the champion who is helping these Fortune 500 companies invest their money into startups through your guidance, right? How is working with these companies, these Fortune 500 who have investors, who have shareholders, who have such a structured way of doing business, and telling them, guiding them through this process? Do you feel it's more challenging, or it's actually more fun because you get the resources as well, compared to working for a small shop or just one? I mean, I'm not discounting anything, but just one fund out of Silicon Valley or the New York. Like, how do you compare the experience?
Yeah, so we're actually our own fund. Those corporates actually put money into our fund to invest out of. So we're kind of a corporate venture VC hybrid model, which is a little interesting. And so, as you can imagine, being in the middle, it definitely has its pros in that we get to work with each of these Fortune 500 companies to understand what their priorities are, what's on the horizon for them. And then on the VC side, look for investments that have those financial returns, but also can add to that strategic long-term vision for those corporates. So definitely, has its frustrating points. We don't get everything through that, a lot of VCs can when they don't have corporate LPs sitting on their investment committees. But, like I said, if we do find those investments that our LPs are excited about, then, there's a lot of potential for those startups to grow and interact with these Fortune 500s earlier, much earlier than they would if they did it on their own.
Great. Daniela, I used to work in private equity with a big brand name, a Fortune 50 company, right? And you kind of made it look very sweet. I know for a fact, it's not that sweet. And the punches and the blows that you have to take from these guys to kind of move things forward. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bureaucracy or something, but the 50,000 more questions that you have to answer with them. I mean, it's all in good faith, but yes, there's additional work with them, But I love that, how you explain this tough journey with like a smile on. So thank you so much for that. All right, friends, moving on. Our next esteemed guest is Michael Robinson. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, everyone. I'm doing fine. I'm doing well.
Great.
Tom, yourself?
Awesome, man. Had a long day, but I'm excited about this party. All right, Mike, doing research on you. I mean, I'm gonna explain it simply, and then I'll let you explain to us the complicated stuff, right? So, a serial entrepreneur, a macro trends researcher, chairman and co-founder for Reed Robinson Asset Strategy, and currently a managing partner at Evis Liar and advisor at several blockchain startups. Do you even sleep at night, dude?
Well, no, not really. I'm trying to
Well,
figure it out.
well, you got a great thing going on for you, man. And then you're also, you're advising blockchain startups, and then you got, you're a managing partner at the fund.
Mhm.
How are you able to get all this done and done right?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm an activist investor, and I only participate or invest in things or areas that I like, right? That's how I keep it fun.
Okay, and what areas will that be?
Well, blockchain specifically, right?
Okay.
Love blockchain, love building out the tech. I'm really into, I'm all over the place, right? As a macro trends researcher, I'm looking for the opportunities before they go mainstream. I position my team in those opportunities, and then we scale them through. Very hands-on as well, working with co-founders or founders and their team. And now I'm also working with, celebrities. So that's fun as well. My next venture is managing one of Jamaica's top artists. Just for fun.
Wonderful, dude. That's, you know what? It's so funny that you're managing the top artists just for fun.
Yeah,
people spend their life trying to get near these guys, and you just deal with them just for fun. I love it, dude. I just love it. I love how you made it sound so simple and easy. I love it.
So
Mike,
it's very strategic. It's very strategic. What I do not own or have a LinkedIn, so my referrals are very hot leads, and that's game changer. Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of go through like double, triple filter before they actually hit your desk.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
It doesn't waste my time. I don't waste anybody's. You
know what? I mean, I'll be very honest. People always have opinions about VCs that, these are the sharks, just super chiseled, sharp people who are going to take everything off you and then just, take the beauty of the startup and just make it like a money making machine and then just, take everything from it and let it go, But, friends, I have met over 200 VCs in my life. To be honest, they're like the most sweetest, nicest people that you can meet on the face of the earth. They are super smart. They can see through you, through the wall and the wall behind that, and they can pinpoint where the diamond is. But that's their job. Right? I mean, they have a lot of responsibility to make money for people who've trusted them with their money, right? So if they're asking you 5 more questions, it's their job, and they just want you to be successful because that's how they make money, right? So, with that, we'll move on. So our next guest is Allison. Hey, Allison, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Well, we are thrilled to have you on the call today. So Allison, doing some research on you, graduate of UPenn, MBA Columbia. You've done a lot of nonprofit stuff where you actually help people build skills in performing art. And on the business side, you are a clear shark. I mean, managing $100 million venture fund, investing in B2B SaaS right now. And before that, you've been a CEO, COO of early stage startup technology companies, and currently a principal at Newark Venture Partners, a $100 million fund. Yeah. And you do anywhere from Series A and writing those big fat $1 million checks. I love it. So Allison, I mean, you have a very strong nonprofit side, and on the other side, you're generating those 20x, 100x returns, right? How does these things, work together for you, right? I mean, is it like 9 to 5, it's 100x, and after that, it's all, social causes. Like, how do you balance all this, and how do you get the motivation to do both together, simultaneously, in parallel, and make a difference on, and, it's like, anything you touch, I won't say it's saying it to turn gold, kind of feels like happened right.
Well,
how does that come around?
Yeah, first, we invest pre-seed to Series A. I actually started my career at Newark Venture Partners only doing pre-seed investments. I did 56 pre-seed investments my first 2 years.
Wow.
I love pre-seed, actually. I still do it today. But we do write checks, especially with our larger fund up to the Series A. So the nonprofit point that you're bringing up, is that because of we're Newark Venture Partners? Is that where you're gathering that from? Or
yeah,
because
I mean, when I was doing research on you, so I'm going to like specifically read it out. Proudly serves on the NJ board of National Nonprofit All-Star Project,
right,
which promotes students' career. I mean, you're helping people accelerate their careers. I mean, to me, that's a huge cause.
Well, I've always loved helping other people and lifting other people up. I've been doing that since I was in high school. And even in college, I would help my classmates with their interview prep. I would do mock interview sessions, and I'm a big cheerleader for other people always. It just brings me a lot of joy. So when I became a venture capitalist, I realized, wow, this is the perfect job, because I spend so much of my time supporting others, encouraging others, believing in others. And that just, it makes me happy. It's something that I love to do. And, I
Allison, the fact that, you have this heart and vision towards helping and, supporting people, does that interfere or kind of, cloud your judgment when you're trying to do business as a VC founder? I mean, what I'm trying to say is that, I come across a lot of founders who I feel, instead of money, need mentorship first. But all they are focused on is that they need money, right? And it's tough for me to explain to them that, friends, I mean, you're not there yet. You'll get there, but there's a lot of work to be done.
It's a good point. It's all about time management, and you're going to spend your most time cheering on the people who are ready for that and ready to raise that next round of funding, et cetera. Though I want to make sure I spend time supporting people who do need that mentorship and are at the very beginning. I actually host a monthly event called 5 Minutes on the 5th, where I do 5-minute Zoom sessions with early stage founders who just want to pitch me their idea and get my feedback. Because I really feel like a lot of success with VC funded companies is just the idea. Some ideas are venture backable and a lot aren't. And I feel that early stage founders can waste a lot of time working on an idea that venture capitalists just actually won't want to fund. So the idea was at just 5 minutes, they pitch me, no niceties, no introductions. They pitch me, I give them my feedback. And I love doing that. So I always want to hear from new founders. And a lot of times I am just encouraging, because some of the hardest parts is just doing the first few things you need to do to get off the ground. And most people don't wind up doing those things. So I try to be encouraging, but I manage my time,
Right. Great. I mean, you know what? It's important to have, as you mentioned, like timing is right. And, the stuff that you're doing, that you're giving them feedback, to me, that's mentorship. I think an early stage startup needs that as much as it needs money. Right. I mean, I'm working with a few startups right now, and oh my God, like I'm craving great mentors right now who can actually just guide them and tell them what to do now, so that, when they go on the VC meetings, they are ready to roll. Okay, awesome. Well, Allison, thank you so much for that, and super thrilled to have you here. All right, friends, last but not the least, our next esteemed panelist is Shireen Ahmed. Hey, Shireen, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
So Shireen, I mean, no strange to me. So, UCLA, Columbia University, you were a hotshot corporate executive, working in consulting with governments, Fortune 500 companies, medical centers, M&A, all that good stuff, before you decided to jump into the VC business. And, you started working with emerging countries and mentoring startups, few names, Mars Challenge, Columbia Lang Center, XRC Labs and MIT Innovations. And right now, you are an investor strategist and policy advisor focusing on healthcare and healthcare policy issues at VU Venture Partners, right? So what I want to ask you is that, you're focusing on the healthcare system, the big picture, and, at a fund, VU Venture Partners, everybody knows about it. How has COVID changed your business, like your specific business?
Sure. Before we would have people in the offices, so we would actually get a more closer feel of the management team, their emotional intelligence, their persona, their drive and their passion. Now we're trying to gauge their body language. Now we're trying to gauge everything through Zoom. So it's still there, but I think the level of relationship that we're able to establish very early as part of our early due diligence, that is not there. So, it takes up a lot more effort in trying to create this environment where we have the relationship with our founders that we can cultivate, because it is certainly a trust-based relationship. It's certainly a relationship that helps us understand them better and their needs, but also the value we can create better. And I think Zoom, it's great, but I think networking is certainly fabulous when you do things face-to-face in an office.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that thought, Shireen. I'm going to be bugging you as we go along, in the party. But friends, with that, I'm going to bring our first pitch on the floor. Stephen Coates. So you ready?
First, I have to unmute, and I have to share my screen, right? Okay.
Okay, yeah. So Steve, you signed up for 90 seconds.
Right.
The fact that we have to cover a lot of stuff, I'm going to be very sorry about that, but I'm going to be strict on the time. And also, you have 90 seconds for feedback, right? So, panelists, Steve is all yours. After his presentation, you have 90 seconds to critique him, guide him, advise him, or take a meeting with him.
Here. Oh, great. Do you still see me?
I can hear you.
I keep getting a message, Zoom quit unexpectedly. Give me a moment.
Okay. Steve, if it's a network issue on your side, we can accommodate you later in the call. You want to do that? Yeah, but you're breaking up. Okay. All right, we'll get back to Steve in a bit. Casey Hannan. Casey, are you ready to present?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. So, Casey, my records show that you have signed up for a 5-minute pitch, and then you have 5 minutes of feedback and questions. So, we'll time you, and we are ready whenever you're ready.
Thank you. This thing out of the way. Okay.
All right, your time starts now.
Great. Hi, I'm Cassie Hinnon, co-founder and CEO of Zap Theory, Crypto for the Culture, making all social tokens and all other tokens social. Can I start over with the not PDF?
Buddy, keep going. Just do what you got to do. Just keep going.
Okay. So the challenge is that creators don't have a central place to collect funds for their work. There's no centralized contribution. Creators are limited in the ways that their community can utilize their social tokens when they do make a social token. And they have to spread out the different places where they go. So they have to use either Discord or Telegram or other channels to communicate with their communities. Zap Theory brings all of those things into one place. At Zap Theory, At Zap Theory, creators can put their NFTs in the marketplace. They can also live stream on the Zap Life app. And what are social tokens? Social tokens allow for their communities to engage in multiple ways. There are many utilities, including discounts on merchandise, as well as using their tokens and NFTs for exclusive access. So a creator can mint their social token on our platform, as well as NFTs. They can distribute them as drops or auctions or contests, and the community contributes to the creator, as well as the creator community contributing to the community. It's a revenue stream for the creator as well as our platform. And we have a number of social tokens on our platform already, including Jim Jones Couple Coin, which has raised over $200,000 in Ethereum. Our NFT marketplace, we did an NFT drop with Neo, and that raised $16,000. So again, bringing value to not just the creator, but their audience. And eventually, we will allow for the community to use their specific social tokens and NFTs amongst the community. So with the Couple Coin, for instance, people can use the Couple Coin in hair salons, barbershops, and things like that. And so that's the idea, is for the community to build the economy around the token. Our crypto focus is on the utility. It provides access and as well as governance. So social tokens will allow for the community to make decisions on behalf of the creator as well. Our competition includes Roll, Rally, and Fuse, which are other social token platforms, but Zap Theory is the only social token platform in the world that has a live streaming app and a built-in NFT marketplace, both of those things. There are now social token platforms that have the NFT marketplace as well, but we have also the live streaming app component, which allows for virtual events. The creator economy is over $105 billion and is rapidly growing. And creators tend to spend around $8 billion on marketing, and that's expected to grow to $15 billion by 2022. The Black creator economy has been suppressed and undervalued by traditional social outlets. And so our platform is highlighting Black and Brown people. Our go-to-market strategy is leveraging the relationships that we have with our advisor, Jim Jones and DJ Envy. We also have crypto ATMs, and we sell Zap Coin, our native social token. We receive 10 to 25% from our creators.
You have 1 minute left.
Thank you. Our creators, we receive 10 to 25% of revenue generated for each creator, but 100% of any Zap coin sold. And we also have a percentage of their token allocation. And we receive $1,000 per ATM, which is also a distributing mechanism for our tokens. We're raising $2 million with a $4 million cap. And we reached over 2,500 users on our platform. And we anticipate reaching and over 10,000 followers on our Instagram. And we'll be using our funds to create an integration with MetaMask so that we can read the wallets and allow for exclusive access to specific token holders. Again, my name is Cassie. I have a background in music education, but and those things have led me to want to support creators as well as business and building teams. We have also Ray as our NFT artist, and NJ has built a number of blockchain businesses, and he is our chief blockchain officer. Thank you for your time, and this is how we Zap Theory.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good job there. I love the idea, but you know, Mike, this is your cup of tea. Let's hear it, Mike. Let's hear it from Casey.
So thank you for that presentation, Casey. We actually met in the break room, and she shared a little bit about the project and that she was working with Jim Jones. I was actually talking to Jim at the start of the year as well, but we decided to, I mean, it really didn't work out because he was already working on Zap. So I think that's incredible. Now, okay, here are my questions, because I think you have what most tech lacks, which is community, right? And if you're in the crypto space, the community is going to be your liquidity providers. So what's the total amount you said that's currently integrated into your community? It's around 2,500 that's utilizing the app?
So Zap Theory is web-based only, and we have 2,500 users, yes, over 2,500.
Okay, so there is no app as of yet.
No, the app is the live streaming component. So we have a live streaming app that we're looking to integrate with the web platform, but yeah, there's no app yet.
Okay, and how do you plan on monetizing like Jim Jones and Neo, like their audience? They already have the community, and that's the hardest part to get in tech. Right. So we receive a portion of all of the revenue that comes through. So with Jim Jones, we have a 15% contract with him. So anything that comes through for NFTs or social tokens, we receive 15% there. And then we're also able to use, so he came to the event last night that we had at the NFT NYC conference, or outside of the satellite event that we had, which obviously gains more traction for our platform. Funny enough, I'm also working on an NFT platform that also highlights icons. So I think that might be conflict, but what I could do is I believe I could introduce you to the head of studio operations for CoinDesk. And I think that's going to be very helpful for you. Much. I would really appreciate that. Thank you, Mike.
That's welcome. Wonderful. That is wonderful. Awesome. Awesome. Great feedback. Daniela, do you wanna critique Casey's venture, and any thoughts on future direction, current model? What are your immediate thoughts?
No, I mean, D2C and crypto on top of that are definitely not my areas of expertise. So I wouldn't even, I wouldn't want to ruin anything. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Allison, Shireen, what are your thoughts about this?
I think I am personally a big fan of D2C, so I think I would support D2C as well as the crypto component of it, because you certainly have applications across financial services. Also, I don't know if anybody got to see the article today. The new New York mayor wants to get paid his first 3 salaries in cryptocurrency. So we definitely know that it certainly is going to be the future. And with the D2C component to it, I think I certainly support the idea and the concept behind it. So I really liked it.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. Allison, your thoughts?
Yes, I know. I thought it was, very interesting. Great presentation. I guess my only thought is, you mentioned other players who are doing something similar or in your area, and to flesh out a little bit more about how you differentiate from the market. Other than that, thought it was really great.
Awesome. Casey, I mean, I am a big promoter of art and artists, right? So after the call, if you have time, please connect with me. I think I have someone who will be interested in working with you. I mean, he is a private investor, right? But he does, work with a lot of artists, budding artists for that matter. And, he's a tech geek. He is heavily invested in crypto. I know that for a fact, right? Because he is like my mentor in crypto. And, of anything he will be, I'm sure he will be more than happy to, share his ideas, put you on the right track, and connect you with the right people in the community.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, and, good luck with your idea. All right, friends, moving on. Just wanted to check, do we have Steve Coates the call? Steve, do you think you're ready to present now?
Yeah, I have a quick question. Do I share my screen, or do you share my screen on your end? Maybe that's what happened.
No, what happens is we've given you the full access, and you should be able to share your screen.
Okay, all right.
If you see there should be a green button at the bottom of your screen.
Right,
yeah,
I got it.
Use that one, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Steve, you signed up for 90 seconds. We're ready when you're ready.
All right. Okay, oops, sorry. Okay, my name is Stephen Coates. Our company is G6G Tech. Our product is called G6G Finder, which is essentially an industry-focused search engine on steroids. The problem we're solving is information overload. And in this specific use case, it's your end user would be a software developer or a biologist. And the question is, which software product should I use to analyze my informatics or AI application? On the right-hand side, what you see is there's over 100 products, for example, to analyze gene expression. And it would take you an hour or two to evaluate each of those products and figure out which is the best to use. And what our search engine would do is help you to cut down that time to figure out. This search engine itself is industry focused. It uses unstructured data. It uses graph or semantic web technology. It is a unique two-step process where the customer input is essential for picking out semantic annotations. The database content is human curated. There's no fluff. You get very direct answers. Again, the use case we're looking at initially is for finding software. We could also apply this to different verticals such as blockchain, entertainment, energy, etc. The revenue streams are subscriptions, technology licensing, ads, or consulting. Our team is quite a seasoned team. We've worked for large companies such as Hewlett-Packard, Disney, Bank of America, etc., and also a lot of entrepreneurial companies between us. We're looking for $100,000 to $200,000 for mostly marketing. We are pre-revenue at this point. We do have an active product, and the link is the last line on this slide. And
10 seconds to wrap it up.
Steve, please wrap up.
The funds would be used for marketing and further product development. That's it.
Awesome. All right, thank you, Steve. Thank you for that. All right, panel, let's hear it for Steve now.
Steve, I was a little confused about the initial market you're going after. So who is the buyer here?
It would be a person who's a software developer or a person, a biologist who wants to use a bioinformatics product, but doesn't know which one to use. My background is in biotechnology, actually, and then my colleagues are all computer science people. So the people in biology are very separate from the people who know bioinformatics. So sometimes there's a good reference person, sometimes they're not. Even the people who know bioinformatics usually only know a product or two. They don't usually know a very wide range of products. Yes, it's a B2B application. Yeah.
Got
Pardon?
it. So
Yeah.
what information would you input into your search engine in order to get the right result?
Right. For example, a simple query might be gene expression neural network. So in other words, a person who wants to use gene expression analysis that would have a software product that would use a neural network. The longer the query, the better, because that would trigger a number of semantic annotations. And then in the first step, what you do is the end user would choose those semantic annotations that are most relevant to their search. In other words, narrowing it down, and then hit submit. And then they would get a list of URLs that are very specific and prioritized by the number of semantic annotations.
Got it. No, it's very interesting. I think what you could do to help yourself here is summarize the market size. So let's say this doesn't exist today, but how much effort, how much, how many people, how much time, how much?
Yeah, it's about, the SAM is about 280 million for the initial market size. If you go after energy, for example, it's about 720 million.
Just summarize that, and what, like, is that in people that are doing the research for finding these answers? How is the budget being deployed today? Mm-hmm. And then, and that gives us a better understanding of, oh, well, that makes sense. You could, for half the cost, use your search engine instead. And I think that's a really powerful pitch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All of our investment so far has been in product development, basically some in marketing, very little. That's why we need the round of investment to really get the word out there of what the product does, and then also develop the other verticals as well. And the other vertical development, frankly, really comes down to what the investors are interested in, I would say. In other words, do we go into the energy market? Do we go into more of a cryptocurrency market, et cetera? So.
Yeah, but to Allison's point, there's got to be some sort of education piece that's part of your pitch, because a lot of people you're going to talk to, unless they've worked in bioinformatics or have no idea what you're talking about. So
I understand. And it's, to do it in 90 seconds is a stretch, but
not at all. Yeah. Actually. I mean, elevator pitches, they happen all the time, and you should be able to communicate very succinctly what you're doing, who you're selling to, and why this is needed in the world, right? I'm not sure if I got any of that. It seems like this is still in the ideation phase, which is fine, but it felt like there's just, Allison had more questions than feedback almost, because it's just such a deep topic that we would probably need a full 30 minutes or an hour to kind of deep dive into to work out all of the different pieces.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is, which software product do I use? That's the question you're answering. Yeah, for these particular end users, they want to know which product to start with.
We shouldn't have to figure that out, though. You should be communicating that through the pitch. That's the feedback.
I thought I'd said that, but okay.
Yeah.
I'll say it 3 times. Okay, thank you. Anything else?
All right. Well, thank you so much, Allison and Danielle, for giving that feedback. Stephen, I hope you took some good notes on Allison and Danielle's points of view. And
Sure.
Again, very happy to have you here pitch with us, and we wish you all the best of luck.
All right, thank you.
All right, now let's move on to the next one. And so I'm just pulling up the list. All right, next we have Sade.
Taida, yes, hello.
Yes, hello.
So hi from Boston. Can I share my screen?
Yes, so here you signed up for a 3-minute pitch. So I'm going to start the timer whenever you start speaking.
Sure. I am founder and CEO of Hisgram. Hisgram is a platform which reinvents social media to preserve history. I have a PhD in computer science with more than 10 years experience in NLP, AI, semantic web. Given my experience, I observe a couple of shortcomings in the ecosystem of web and social media. First, there is a chaos on content, both in social media and search engine. That chaos is because of lack of categorization, organization, structure, lack of linking and semantic accessing, and also lack of quality and credibility, which easily brings fake news viral, and so on. So in our platform, we provide the opportunity that user can collaborate on certain topic, generating content for a given topic. Let me give you one example. If you currently want to access information about a certain topic, like California fire, from Twitter or even from Google, you have to do search and keyword search or hashtag search, and then synchronize and glue information. Still accessing past information is a challenge. While in our platform, we have an opportunity, we are running something between Wikipedia and Twitter. So user per topic can easily post microblog there. The next innovation is related that the way that we expose user, social entry of user. Let me give you some example. Alex is a teenager. In his Instagram, he just posted images about everything. While in our platform, he has a structured categorization per topic. For example, his birthday, content, school, music, sport. Bob, as a scientist, he requires further structure. Even he needs to expose future plans. Another user, which is a news agency, XSN, he needs to provide linking between the content. And also Next, which is Orange, is a company. It doesn't need to expose only a product. They also want to expose SEO and news related to that. All of them are possible in our platform. In fact, Hisgram performs as a knowledge book, as a search engine, and broadcasting media. This is our competitive landscape. We have the advantages related to open data, semantic accessibility, credibility, linking, data curation. Market opportunity is huge, more than 62 billion in 2021, with growth rate of 20% per year.
Take 10 seconds to wrap it up.
Okay. Some is 10 million and some is expecting more than $2 billion. Business model is based on subscription fee for professional account and targeted ad. We are in pre-seed stage and launching web application in few months, and then mobile application, and then some other milestone. This is go-to market plan. So MVP is to some extent working, and this is our team. So I'm asking for $1 million to expand the team and marketing and filing the patent. That's all. Yeah.
Awesome, great. You know, I think that was great, but you know, who am I to say? It's the panel to judge. All right, panel, what you got?
Hey, okay. Thank you very much. I lost you, but I thought that is Saida, right? Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Now, here are my questions for you, because I'm always looking for new social applications, right? Especially in the current atmosphere that we're in with censorship. But can you expand a little bit more on your go-to-market strategy?
Yes. My go-to-market strategy is in 4 directions. First, the platform is totally public and open. Then we have the chance that our pages will appear in top of the search engines. Second is based on the networking. I have very well networked with academia, so we can actually start with them because I'm in lots of mailing list of them. And third is contacting directly with brands and news agencies, especially, and politicians to bring them on the platform. And last is marketing.
Which is the hardest part.
Yeah.
So, okay, now what about is the web app live yet?
I can show you some, I mean, it's not fully.
Hey, Mike, can I make a request? Because, you know, we are on time here. Is it
Sure.
okay if Said reaches out to you and you can have a you know, one-on-one meeting with her?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, man.
We can connect on LinkedIn or email.
I don't have LinkedIn, but I'll send you a text right now.
Perfect, great. Thank you so much. Daniela, Allison, Shireen, any other thoughts and comments on Said's presentation today?
I mean, my one comment, I think competing against the largest social networks in the world, I mean, it's so hard. I mean, it's the only thing I'll say is it's so hard. Doesn't mean it can't be done, but
another advantage that I didn't elaborate on that is that we don't rely on the content provided by crowd. We have data curation approach, means we find the quality data from web and bring to the platform, and user provide further actually content. That's we get the chance that getting lots of visibility. I mean, user doesn't need to subscribe to the system, but we bring traffic because they want to read and explore and search all over our pages.
Can I chime in very quickly? Look, so as a researcher,
please, yeah.
As a researcher, it's I'm always having a hard time getting like old information that I used to be able to easily find, but it's being like scrubbed from the internet, right? So that's extremely ridiculous. And I think you might have something if you can actually, it's a bit too early, but if you can flesh this out, you might be able to do something with this. Yeah.
Yeah, I struggled with all of this problem during my research experience. That's why I came up with this platform.
One of my good friends was one of the early investors in Parler and an executive in Parler. And just as Allison just shared, that was tough, right? You saw what took place. So, yeah.
Great, man. I'm loving this conversation. I'm loving the energy. Shane, well, great presentation. Good luck. Great feedback. And Mike, thank you so much for agreeing to take a meeting, man. I really appreciate that. That's what our founders want tonight. All right, friends, moving on. I'm going to speed up the process a little bit. So our next presenter tonight, Salvador De Rico. Salvador?
Yes, hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. So my name is Salvatore De Rico. I'm sorry?
Okay, 3 minutes, you got it. Yep. You got 3
Okay.
minutes, so we're going to time you now. Yep.
My name is Salvatore De Rico. I am an orthodontist turned inventor, and I am the founder of Implant and Perio Care. And I'm here to tell you that the holy grail of oral hygiene has finally been discovered after 75 years. It was 75 years ago that we were told that we need to brush at and under our gum lines in order to prevent periodontal disease. And now, 75 years later, an estimated 90% of adults and teens have some degree of gum disease, gingivitis or periodontitis, despite brushing with a toothbrush. And gum disease is linked to many life-shortening and life-threatening diseases, including heart disease, stroke, diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and COVID-19. 96% of Alzheimer's victims have the toxins from oral pathogens in their brains. COVID-19 was 9 times more fatal in individuals with gum disease. So I have invented, patented, and trademarked the Wonder Brush for gums. Now, the Wonder Brush for gums is the first brush engineered specifically to target, access, clean, stimulate, pamper, and preserve all gums by gently and properly reaching to and fitting under all gum lines. Now, you can see this offset head is really the primary difference because our own teeth get in the way of brushing on the tongue sides of them. So this overcomes our front teeth, inhibiting us from getting to the tongue sides of our back teeth and vice versa. It also only has 1 row of bristles, so it can really target the gum line extremely effectively, and it's second to none. The market size for this product in terms of individuals with gum disease is 6 billion in the world population. 250 million individuals in the US alone are estimated to have either gingivitis or periodontitis. And annual US toothbrush sales are on the order of $8 billion. And when we teach people to brush their teeth, 3/4 of the time is supposed to be geared towards targeting their gums. And that would be 6 billion of those $8 billion, because this is the only brush designed specifically for gums. The business model includes B2B sales channels and B2C, and also potential for licensing. B2B would be the obvious brick and mortar, online retailers, consumer catalogs, also professional practices directly and through dental distributors. And then business to consumer, also the obvious through website, Amazon, and an ambassador program. Licensing we'll talk about in a moment. And as far as competition is concerned, the current competition is all toothbrushes known to man, because that's what people are using to clean their gums, both manual and electric. However, the problem is they actually do more harm than good. This center photo here shows what we call toothbrush abrasion. People are scrubbing their gums away. So there is no toothbrush comparable to the Wonder Brush for gums in terms of effectiveness and gentleness and preservation.
Please wrap up. You are already over time.
Okay, the marketing and growth strategy will be involving public relations, influencers and ambassadors, and marketing in several categories. I am the founder and manager. I've been granted over 25 patents. Traction is that other patents are pending in the US and nationally. I've been invited to partner with a major dental distributor, and we're in the process of going electric.
Please wrap up.
Yes. I have other patented products on the market at the moment, and I am looking for financial partners and strategic partners supporting production, public relations, marketing, and so on the order of $250,000.
I'm going to interrupt you here, man.
Thank you.
I would have to interrupt you here. Okay, sorry about that. But,
That's fine.
you know, okay. All right.
You.
No problem. All right. You know, great presentation. You know,
thank you.
Forget about the last part, but great presentation. But let's see what the panel has to say. Panel, thoughts, comments, questions, concerns?
I'm just going to give some general advice. I think that would be helpful for all of the participants. One, you need to know who you're speaking to, and I don't mean directly, I just mean in terms of what we care about. Every time you pitch to an investor, you need to understand from their perspective what they're, how they're viewing the pitch, right? What we care about in most cases, and is how do we make money on our money? And so you need to tell a story around how we're going to do that together. Having a pitch that just has, like you looked online and you're like, these are the 6 slides that I need to have in my presentation, and give us that kind of academic presentation. It's a nice outline. It's a nice business, kind of presentation, but it's not really a pitch. It's not something that, oh, we're going to all get excited about and, want to put our checkbooks down. So that's the whole point. And you should be able to do it again in 90 seconds, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever time you.
I think, did we lose Daniela? I think we did.
Yeah, I think Danielle got.
Danielle. Okay. Mike, do you wanna add?
Well, yeah, I only have one thing here, because I'm always looking at ways to better my team,
You
right?
have technology, you have an invention, right? Like it could be game changing. But the questions we'll probably have are, does the world think we need another toothbrush? Right? Has that, or Mike? Yeah, right. Like, do we need, right now when I go to the store, there's 20 different toothbrushes and I'm sitting there for 10 minutes thinking, which one do I really need? Right. So you're going to have to prove to investors that that's the case. People are saying we need another toothbrush, and here are all the research that says this is the toothbrush to do it, and a really good marketing plan against that. Right. So hopefully that's some helpful feedback for everyone who's thinking of pitching.
I think
Great.
Danielle, she hit it right on the mark. My only question for you would be, how does your toothbrush best the floss?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all,
I don't know if we have time for answers for all these things. Yeah. No, it's just, I feel like we're getting out of time here for
I'll
that.
share some quick feedback as well. Up front, I wish you had said, I have a patent for this product. Up front, the margins of your product, and then you could quickly show market size. And then my biggest question, you got to address it up front. You're changing consumer behavior. That's always really difficult. So how are you going to do that? And what's your go-to-market strategy going to be? Are you going to, and also up front mention that the other products you've launched successfully, but are you going to do infomercials? Is this a late night infomercial go-to-market? Are you going to get to the dentist to recommend it to their patients? And why would they be incentivized to do that? I think you got to tackle that at the top.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's exactly what this event is about, getting the right feedback. Salvador, I got you got some great feedback. You got to get back on the drawing board and kind of tweak up the loose ends here. But buddy, why don't you reach out to me after the party? I think I have somebody who can, I never commit to anything, but I think he might be interested in guiding you to the next step.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
great. All right, friends, moving on. Luke Daly, are you ready?
Everybody, thanks for attending tonight or this afternoon or this evening. I'm Luke Daly. I've started Simply Screen. We are a digital health company satisfying unmet needs in the infectious disease space. Our first vertical is COVID-19 vaccine passports, screening, and contact tracing. Some great news as of today for bringing this pandemic to an end. OSHA has filed the ETS for COVID-19 vaccinations and testing, which will require all employers to either require vaccines or implement a testing program by January 4th, 2022. So that's where we come in. We are seeking to be the national COVID-19 vaccine passport platform. You've probably attended an event or a bar. Oh, you can't see it through my background. This is my vaccine card. I'll show it to you. Oh, there we go. You've probably been asked for this lately when trying to go to a live event or a bar or a grocery store. And as you can see, mine is in terrible condition. So We're digitizing that. We're providing a platform to bring in testing results, screening and contact tracing for workplaces and live events. Let me share you my slides. You can also find my slides at wefunder.com/simplyscreen. So our team is adequately experienced in order to do this. I am a medical device and digital health professional. My co-founder, Matt, is a genius full stack software engineer. We have some really smart advisors, Peter Calfee, owner of a 9-figure valuation digital health company, Brandon Wilson, a sustainability founder, my friend John Fitzpatrick is a doctor with experience treating COVID patients. We have a couple lawyers on the team. I haven't added to the slides yet. And yeah, so we've released our MVP. We have a couple initial early adopter customers, and we are seeking $1 million in funding to fund strategic partnerships, sales, marketing, and product development. From here, we will seek to build other tools to address pandemic response, including supply chain, and I have some contacts for some government
buddy, you need to stop now.
that.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to cut you here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Interesting presentation. Simply Screen, panel, thoughts, comments?
I think you have to educate the investor up front a little bit, because as far as having your digital COVID vaccine passport, even I have my New York City, app, but I don't know how it differs from state to state, how these apps are being funded, how they're being selected, how that decision process is being made. I think you need to kind of set the stage a little bit so that we understand how you're
Yeah.
and then talk about how you're going to win.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Luke, so adding on to that, I think I was also very curious understanding the customer journey of how they're going to be accessing it. I think that needs to be spelled out more for us to be able to gauge the feasibility of execution, right? Because I think we need to be understand. It seems like a great concept and an idea, but I think I'm still confused about like how end-to-end makes sense within the real world.
I'd be happy to give a product demo.
Yeah.
Lastly, what makes you unique? I didn't see that, so that's it.
We pull in, vaccine passports, contact tracing, and screening for a full service compliance solution. And a lot of businesses struggle. They spend a lot of money. They hire full-time people just to comply with these rules.
There's one that's coming out at the World Economic and Forum, Davos. That's pretty comprehensive as well. I'm not sure if you've taken a look at that.
No, I should.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Luke, thank you so much for presenting that and for giving us all a reminder to always be cautious and be safe in our 2021 world right now. So panelists, thank you so much for the feedback. And right now we're going to move on to the next pitch. Sean Motion, are you here?
Hi, can you hear me and see my screen?
Yes, I am going to start the timer whenever you start.
All right. My father passed away in 2018 in New York City when I was getting my master's in data science in Texas. He lived on the 3rd floor. He was medically frail and he suffered from falls. He didn't tell me because he didn't want me to worry, so I didn't know. But the worst part is that the insurance companies didn't know either. At nextstep.ai, we believe AI must be used to solve the healthcare problems that we cannot. We cannot waste another moment, another life, if we can do something to help. All 800 affordable care organizations need to risk stratify their patients. ACOs are paid based on quality of care and not volume. That means all of the 105 million covered lives require nuanced preventative care to maximize their outcomes. So why is the system broken? Today, the dated rules-based systems do the important work of classifying the patients. Insurance companies are not tech companies. They don't know how to make this process any better. If you can classify your patients better, you can give better care. Social determinants of health is the key. SDOH makes up 80 to 90% of healthcare outcomes. So how can you possibly predict anything with 80% of your data missing? If you could improve risk classification, you could save money and lives. That's why we're building Next Step AI Risk Assist. We're combining a proprietary SDOH database with artificial intelligence, machine learning, to create a risk classification model that can go beyond these rules-based systems. We call it Risk Assist, and it classifies patients into hyper-accurate risk pools. Our business model is a web-based software built by utilization at $2 per member per month, and we also do big data licensing. Today, the healthcare AI space is $1.7 billion, but it's projected to grow to $53 billion by the end of 2027. We believe our groundbreaking combination of SDOH and AI puts us ahead of the competition, and our patents create a very, very strong moat. Our founding team has advanced degrees in data science and bioengineering, combined with deep healthcare experience. The rest of our team is highly credentialed, with a lawyer, a tech writer, and another data scientist. Also, our advisors bring decades of industry experience to the table as well. We are focused on alpha partner integration and C-level client lists. We offer zero-cost historical analysis of previous plan years to demonstrate the efficacy of our model. We're currently in negotiations to implement a utilization management predictive model at Memorial Care of California. And we will be completing our MVP by June of 2022. We're currently raising $200K with the Safe Note to bring our founders full-time and accelerate our timelines. And at Next Step AI, we are changing healthcare. Thank you.
All right, perfect, right on time. And this goes to show that it can be done. All right, so panelists, let's dive in. Comments, questions, thoughts?
Sean, thank you for providing a good example of what a 3-minute pitch should look like, telling a story in a way that was meant for our ears. Like that was great. Even now it's a great conversation starter, and it flowed really nicely, and it sounds like you practice, which is fantastic. So a couple of things. One of my LPs is the 6th largest healthcare provider in the US, right? Like, tell me why, how does this, I think the big question, and anybody who's selling into healthcare knows selling into health systems is really hard, right? It takes, 18 months sometimes to close some of these contracts. So for us, the big question is always, what is, how do you start? How do you get in the door? How do you, get sticky? And then how do you build from there, right? What's that first kind of user use case that's getting them excited? Why does Memorial Care, want to work with you? And then that gives me a better idea of, well, how would that apply, to my health system, right? Who's the person I can go to at my health system and see, is this a problem for you too, right? So, and I know I'm a bit, special in that it's, strategic angle, but it's good to kind of tell a story so that the investors you're working with can know how to help you.
Yeah. So Memorial Care currently is implementing.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean for that to be kind of a response back. Just take the feedback. Okay. That way we can get the other people.
No problem.
That was great feedback. My quick point is just on how much you asked to raise, which is 200K. And I've heard a few other people ask for 200K. If you're presenting to venture capitalists, you don't want to ask for 200K. I made that problem with my own company. When I started my own business, I remember I was going out asking for 300K. My husband was like, ask for 3 million. And I was like, what? And it's true, because a venture capitalist doesn't want to fund you for 2 months of runway. They want to know that you have at least 12 months of runway to grow your business so that you can raise your next round of capital. So, and also, it shows a little bit, it comes off a little bit not confident when you ask for that amount. especially in a market like this. There's seed rounds being done at $4 or $5 million. You know, first round, I mean, this, you want to put out a number that they're like, wow, they know what they're doing, they're confident. So $2-3 million, not uncommon for a first round.
Thank you.
Hey, Allison, I want to give you, quick thumbs up. We all see what you're juggling with right now. I mean, if you want to like take care of the baby, we completely understand that.
I'm sorry. First event post baby. I got ahead of myself. I apologize.
No. Hey, you know what? We are with you. We are with the baby. So, you please, you are under no obligation to stick around. We want you to take care of the baby first.
A true boss.
Right? We have,
Thank you.
yeah. Okay. All right. Shireen, I want your comments on this quickly. And, given the interest of time, if Sean's company is of an interest to you, do you think you'll be willing to take a private meeting with Sean?
Yes, sure.
Awesome. Great. Sean, please reach out to Shireen and, Shireen mentor, guide. And if you like, I know your company writes big fat checks. So help my boy through. Thank you so much. All right, friends, moving on to the next one. We have, all right, Sharif Sonobol. Sharif, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Sharif, you are. Okay, before that, Abhinav, I tried to send you a message, a private chat message. Can you please check my message and get back to me? All right, Sharif, you signed up for a 5-minute pitch. So, we are ready whenever you're ready.
Sure. Just 1 second, please. Okay, you guys can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So I'm gonna start. So my name is Sharif Sonbal. I am a physician, a founder, and a CEO of Portable EMR Solutions. And we built this company to help accountable care organizations reduce the cost and increase the revenues. Medicare has realized, of course, recently that the cost of healthcare is unsustainable. So they decided to build the ACOs. They encouraged physicians, family practitioners, and the primary care physicians to develop these organizations, and they give them patches of 5,000 patients, Medicare beneficiaries, for a period of 3 years. The process is you cut my expenses and I share with you money. So sounds simple, but unfortunately that doesn't happen because there is about 60% of those patients end up seeing doctors outside of the ACO, and that increases the billing and increases the claims that's being submitted. We have to also understand that each Medicare patient have at least 3 different doctors, and that means 3 different EMRs. Of course, they don't communicate with one another. So we came up with a solution which is very simple. We have an app and a patient-facing app and a platform for the physician as well, which is a portal. So it's simple. Every time you go to a doctor, you link your doctor to our app, and you'll be able to upload all the information, your medical record, and then you can share it with whoever you want. And especially you can share it with your doctor, and then the doctor can see it instantly on his portal. So this will reduce the number of claims and will reduce the expenses. There's about 60 million Medicare patients currently that are, only 23 million of them are part of the ACOs, and that number increases by 20%. By year 2030, there will be about every single person of the baby boomer generation will be eligible for Medicare. How much can we save an ACO? There's research that says that 25 to 60% of radiology, X-rays, MRIs, everything is being repeated, duplicate. And also about 30% of lab work is being duplicate. So if we take just one of them, basically we repeat it just one time, we'll be wasting $85 per person per year. It could go up to $200 to $500 per person multiply that by 5,000 for the small organization. Some organizations, ACOs, can go up to 20,000 patients from the Medicare. We have raised so far $260,000 that we used to develop that platform that we have. We have currently onboarded 250,000 physicians that allow access to their patients, which comes up to about 190 million patients can actually access their electronic medical record through our app. We have also integrated with Medicare, so we can get the claims and as well as the expenses. We have currently an ongoing pilot with one ACO, and we expect our first paid customer ACO January 2022. We expect to be profitable by the end of 2023, and our business model is mostly a subscription fee for the ACOs, as well as revenue sharing. We offer the app as a white label for bigger organizations, so bigger ACOs, we're hoping for that, as well as some advertisement. Our competition is small, but they are formidable, of course. We have worthy of mentioning right now is a company called Be Well, which probably nobody heard of, but it's actually very strong, and they just raised $23 million recently. We asked them for $3 million to basically, the fund will be used to hire sales and marketing team and bring the development in-house. Myself has over 25 years of experience as a physician. My team has over 30 years of IT experience. We have a very strong also advisory team. I'm just going to show you some of the screenshots for the portal. Here we can track the patient as well as their expenses and their medication that they take in, their visits, and the app itself also has basically, you can share your everything with your circle of trust. We have predictive analysis, risk assessment, and medication reminders. It's a very simple app. You basically log in, you share, you download, and you share. Thank you very much.
All right, awesome. So panelists, feedback, anything, the floor is all yours.
Yeah, Shireen, I mean, awesome presentation, man. I was like with you the entire time. I love the way you concise information, you put it together. I mean, again, that's my opinion, but the professional, the experts are going to critique it as well. I do want to say what Shireen has to say, and Danielle, I want to hear your opinion specifically on this. I mean, Shireen's already in the game. He's already raised, decent amount of money. He's playing fast. I love it. So, I mean, yeah, Danielle.
Sorry, I thought Shireen was going to go first. Sharif, good presentation. My bigger feedback is just that I thought that the product screenshot should have actually come earlier in the presentation as part of the flow, and do that in a succinct way, if possible, kind of what, the doctor's workflow and where you fit. Basically, I want to understand what does the flow look like without you, and then what does the flow look like with you, and then if you're able to show me screenshots of that so I can get an idea of how it's making their lives better, that would be helpful.
Great. Danielle, is this something that you think you can mentor Sharif towards the next step? I mean, do you think this is your area of expertise? I mean, I just want to see if that is something that would you want to be willing to take in your mentorship portfolio?
Oh, I'm not really allowed to mentor outside of the companies I invest in, but Sharif, feel free to send me an email, and I'm happy to spend an extra 30 minutes with you and go through the pitch.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Danielle, thank you so much for that. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Shireen, your knowledge, your experience, your expertise in healthcare. Let's break it down, Sharif's work, and see what he can do better.
Yeah, sure. I think from my standpoint, I'm always looking at what's the best way to incorporate this with like larger CMS models? So like, there's the strip and there's all the different programs that are happening. Like, I think you're already way ahead of the game, which I love, but I would also leverage, a lot of those other value-based care programs that are happening, like the strip. I think the strip is one of the larger ones. If you look at other CMS payment models besides ACOs, I think that would certainly be a big opportunity for you to jump on.
Thank you very much.
Okay, great, awesome. Mike, I mean, I'm not sure if Allison's still around, but let's hear it, man.
Well,
you always have some interesting points.
Well, no, I think Daniela, she hit it on the head once again. I thought your pitch was a bit more comprehensive. So far, the most comprehensive that I've seen today. Story could have been a little more tighter, more stronger. And yeah, that was about it on my end.
Thank you very much.
Awesome, friends. Well, I mean, with that, we come to the end of the party. Great, right? I'm not sure anybody noticed. I was having a whole bunch of technical issues, got dropped out like almost 6 times. But held the flag around. Thank you, Randy, for jumping in and guiding the ship through the through the muddy waters. But yeah, I mean, thanks to the pitches, and heartiest thank you to our panel. Mike, Danielle, Shireen, and Allison. Your valuable feedback and your openness to speak to our pitches privately means so much to us. Yeah, friends, I mean, COVID is almost over, but it's not over, so still please take care of yourself. And Abhinav will be presenting at the next pitch event in the essence of time. It's 8 o'clock in New York, and that's where our time is up. I wanted to give Abhinav a fair chance with enough time on everything, and he was accommodative enough to move to the 18th. So, friends, I mean, that's it from me, and over to the main captain, Randy.
Very awesome. Well, thank you so much again, everyone, for coming. Thank you so much for the pitches. I thought these pitches were some of the more put together ones that we've seen on these events in a really long time. So it's very nice to see everyone polish their work and still receive helpful feedback. Again, panelists, thank you so much for giving everyone advice and setting up those meetings. It's very, very nice and thoughtful of you. Just a couple of housekeeping items before we sign off. I know some people posted their websites in the chat. So if you would like to save the chat as a PDF document for your own records, all you have to do is click on the chat, click on the 3 dots on the bottom right corner, and then there should be an option that says save chat on there. So feel free to do that. Also, this event has been recorded, and we will be sending out the recording to the email that you provided with us when you RSVP'd to this event. And panelists, pitchers, you can definitely look at this recording once you get it, just to practice and also see how you've done and also review your feedback and advice. So again, thank you everyone for tonight. Everyone, please keep on wearing masks and washing your hands. And again, thank you so much. And we'll see you at the next fundraising event.
Awesome. Great. Thank you, guys. Take care. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thanks. Good night.